Hello and welcome back to another episode of the When in Doubt show. I am Jonty once again. I am joined by Jackson Haig.
Jackie Wacky.
And this time we have got the return of the Triple J team with Jasper Hayden. Welcome back.
Jaspy Waspy.
Good evening.
He
I'm
isn't
here.
here.
He's right here.
I'm here in spirit.
He's here in spirit. But in this episode, it's the big one.
The big one.
The big one. And that's
Play
why we
next
brought him
week.
here. We need big takes from Jasper.
Mm.
It's predictions day.
Yeah, it sure is.
It sure is. Now, we'll come back to that in a second.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all have some shocking takes in just a few moments, but we'll just quickly go through some transfer
I've
stuff
bet
first.
my house on the exact positions I've predicted, so
I've seen yours.
mine are gonna.
I've
go
seen
through.
yours. I'm the only one that's seen all of ours, as I said.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Mine are spot on, so
I think you're losing a lot of money. Anyway, to quickly go through the transfers, quickly just brush through this because Jasper isn't here on this ticker.
yeah.
So Hoyland is officially confirmed now.
We were talking about that last time.
Talking about last time, but is now official. Nothing really else to say. Vardiol's also
Yeah.
official now. And the weird one, and we'll bring Jasper back to this one, is Chelsea.
They are weird, Chelsea.
Chelsea are weird, but they've gone out in the space of what was probably like a week and have signed 3 players.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
career mode signings, young players.
I guess
Anyone
it's
they can
pretty
get.
on brand for them, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much. Last,
That Stade Rene kid.
Agokchu. Agokchu. I don't know how to say his name.
Something like that.
We're gonna be struggling with that one all season. Thank goodness I'm not a commentating on Chelsea this year.
But you were last year.
Of course, yeah. Also Sanchez, Robert Sanchez,
Oh, yeah.
25 million for a guy who was replaced by Jason Steele.
Yeah.
I think he's a good keeper. I think he'll do good. I think it's a good signing.
He's a great keeper, but there's obviously some issues with how he's mentally going with Brighton beforehand.
Yeah.
And also, it's just Chelsea signing a Brighton player. Like, how many times can they do it?
Well, Brighton signed a player last night. Forgot his name. How long before he signs to Chelsea?
Kudus, was it?
I don't remember. I'll bring him up.
From Ajax?
Yeah, I think so. Where is he?
Yeah, I thought Kudus was the one target I wanted to replace.
Yeah,
Casado.
Kudus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kudus. He's going to go to Chelsea in probably 6 months.
Yeah, 6
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, that's what I bet. I think
150 million.
I reckon we quickly do it. Yeah, quickly do a bet. How long is it before he joins Chelsea?
Well, he could do a Willian. Was it Willian only signed a extension for Fulham a couple of weeks ago? Now he's going to Saudi, so maybe a couple of weeks' time he'll go to Chelsea.
Nah, I think Brighton may hold on to him for longer
Yeah.
than 2 weeks, maybe 6
If
months.
they're making money, they'll let him go, I reckon.
Yeah, well, Casado apparently 80 million isn't enough for him,
Yeah.
so they're going to be probably holding out for Chelsea for Kudus. Probably around the same.
Yeah, definitely.
If that was to happen,
Yeah, Chelsea will probably pay it too.
they probably will. They also signed Disasi, which
Yep.
I was pissed about because we were linked with him, and then almost instantaneously, he's just
Go on.
really good centre back though, really good centre back.
Yeah, he is.
And it was funny. Last night we were watching the Community Shield,
Yeah.
and just beforehand they had a advertisement for Liga.
With
Um,
Axel Disasi.
Yeah, my Liga, just really great timing for it. Anyway, I think that's probably just quickly brush through. I'm sure we can go through other transfers at the end of the year, end of transfer window.
Yeah.
But
It's his
It's
predictions.
predictions day. It's important business to get done, and so we're gonna do it. So, everyone, we're gonna start from the bottom to the top.
Do I have to read mine out, or are you reading all of them
I
out?
think we all do what we think. I actually did mine only on the picture, so I'm gonna pull mine up on my on the computer.
Well, I think everyone's going to have the same team on the bottom.
No,
It's not
I know.
exactly a
I don't.
really. What are you
Yeah.
thinking? Jesus.
Well, if you
I haven't
think
even got
about it,
to them.
but
I
how
guess we'll
often
get
do
to
you
them
watch people
first.
do predictions and they're always wrong?
That is true, but
So I struggled with the middle, 10 to like 6th. That was really tricky.
It was hard to do this.
all right. So it is hard to do predictions because you don't want to mess it up. But
Mm.
end of the day, you're gonna make some tough calls, and I think 20th, two of us had the same.
So you had Luton, Jasper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Luton.
I had Wolves.
Oh. See,
Now,
I think I've said this a few weeks ago. I think Luton are a legitimate chance to be the all-time lowest points in the Premier League. I don't want it to happen. I want them to stay up, but I think they're going to be awful.
I disagree. I think they're going to have not that bad, but I've still got them predicted to go down, but
I
only in 18th. So
see. I have Luton in 20th, but I think that the bottom six in my mind this season,
can all be changed around.
even bottom seven, because I have a little bit of worry about who I have in 14th. But I think all the teams down the bottom right now are very close. Luton's like quality wise, they are absolutely shocking.
But I reckon they're going to go off
But
vibes.
I think it's like Sheffield United when they first came up. This different from Sheffield United this time around, but
yeah.
last time around they came up and they proved everyone on. They set up and then went straight down.
Yeah.
But Luton, I think, have that ability without their like morale, but they only made it through to playoff.
Yeah.
Most of their investment has gone towards their stadium over there, like the new stadium, and upgrading their current stadium.
And it doesn't look like it's even done yet.
So, yeah, it's not looking great. While I think everyone would love Luton to stay up, it's too far fetched with the squad they have.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah, I think if anything,
point is her.
if anything would keep Luton up, sorry, it would be, vibes of team spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing. You had Wolves.
I chose Wolves. I think they'll get relegated. I don't know if I'm right with dead last, but I don't think they're going to do good this season. Now that I look at Wolves, I'm not that 100% confident with my put them last, but
Now,
yeah, I'll stick with it.
we'll come back to Wolves because I think me and Jasper are in a similar position.
Mm.
19th, I think we all had the same 19th.
Sheffield.
Yep.
Yep.
There's no complaints on that one. They're arguably worse than the team that went down.
Yeah.
So not arguably, they are worse than the team that went down.
Yeah.
And their signings, well, I think I went through their signings. They've made maybe one. So they brought in Austin Trusty, and then they brought 3 youth players in. Well, not like youth
Yeah.
players, but young players. And when you lose your best player in NDR, how do you
Really
say?
man in die.
In die, that's it.
Really
It's
struggle city.
yeah, it's not looking good.
How they got promoted.
Um,
Genuinely, I
They
promoted
finished second,
automatically as
didn't they?
well.
yeah, they finished second.
Yeah,
They were the only
I've
team that
no idea.
challenged Burnley.
I've no idea how they did it.
18th. Now we all have different 18ths.
I'll go for. I got Luton there, so they'll put up a fight, but not enough for the Premier League.
Now
Mm. Do you want me to go or you go?
I think you go first because
All right, I've got Nottingham Forest.
Ooh. Okay.
now I have Forest 17th. Jackson, I think you also have Forest 17th.
Yeah.
I think they're an incredibly great shout to go down. They have a squad of players that have all been signed within the last.
Well, but they did last year as well, and they
Yeah.
somehow. stayed
Yeah,
up,
but
so-
I feel like when you do have a situation like that, the second season's the one where you're going to be going, is this team
Yeah.
going to mesh? And currently they haven't got a good goalkeeper in. I don't remember who they're linked with now because Henderson deal
I
collapsed.
think Matt Turner's nearly done because we're getting Raya. So
But I doubt that Matt Turner's going to be a goalkeeper that saves you in the Prem.
no.
One year was very lucky to get the amount of goals he did last season, considering how many goals were just literal tap-ins, like literally could not do anything else. But I do rate him because he's great pressing. He's great for what Forest need.
I think
But
they've got a similar problem to Chelsea last season, and I guess this season as well, is they've almost signed too many players that they haven't.
oh,
There's no team chemistry because there's a bunch of new guys. They don't really gel because they're all new.
Yeah.
There's not a lot
definitely.
of like mainstays, who are playing week in, week out. There's just so many new faces. It's hard for the manager to, manage all the egos.
Yeah, definitely. And if you also look at their transfer business this transfer window, they've made
Yeah.
3 signings to their first team. One's Alanga for 17.5 mil. The other one's Chris Wood for 17 million.
Yeah, they're just weird.
And then Ola Aina signed, which is a really good signing
That's a good
for 'em.
signing, yeah.
But the issue is they already have a fairly decent right-hand side group. So
Yeah, they did let go a lot of players, though, but...
yeah, but they're mostly players that weren't playing in the first place.
Mm.
And so you got to ask the question: what is the vision of Forest? What is Steve Cooper's vision?
What is he cooking?
The next Roy Hodgson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I I have Forest 17th because I have an 18th
Of
Everton.
Everton.
Ooh. I'd love to see it, but it's not happening.
Now I love Sean Dyche. We are all Sean Dyche enthusiasts.
Yes.
I remember the day I used to just love watching Burnley for pure fact that I could watch someone lump a ball up the field for a whole 90 minutes. I wouldn't get bored. But it's Everton's transfer business, especially seeing they almost went down last season, has not inspired me.
No, but I think just Dash, like, he's had more time now.
I understand he's had more time now, and it's probably harsh on him if they go down because I don't think it'll be his fault.
Yeah.
I think the issue's going to be where your goal's going to come from if DCL hasn't played a full season in a long time. He's not going to be fully fit. They brought in Chimedi today, youngster who's not going to play key minutes. Dan Juma's coming in and he doesn't offer a talismanic forward role. He's definitely a good contributor if you can get him alongside someone. And if DCL does return in the way he did only a couple of seasons ago, then sure, it might work.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like defensively, they brought in Ashley Young. Like, it's not...
That's a Sean Dash player, though.
It's a Sean Dyche player, but they needed to bring in a new left back because Mikolenko didn't work out for him. They need to bring in a new right back just to help out with Patterson.
Yeah.
Because Coleman's not on his... he's on his last legs, really.
He is.
They lost Yerry Mina, and they haven't really replaced him, he was a fairly pivotal role for them defensively last season. Even though Tarkovsky is favoured and, Michael Keane coming back into the team, it's not... He had a pretty shocking campaign last season. The only bright spark for me is their midfield. Their midfield was a very good unit.
No.
Onana, Decore had a very positive season for the first time in a long time. Werribee had a brilliant season for someone who's been put into a position he's not used to. Joe Garner as well had a great season when he was able to play alongside the players he needs to play with. Garner Gay is not there anymore, but he offers defence, and that's all he was really necessary for. So I think Everton need to bring in more people to try and stay up, because it's not Sean Dyche's fault if they go down. It's the Everton transfer model and their squad building that will get them down.
Lack of signings.
I'd love to hear any counterpoints to what I'm saying, but
I just think they're like a cockroach. They'll just never die,
Yeah.
They just always
I'm
find a
with
way
you
to
there.
stay up. Like, I don't have them high, but I think they just always seem to stay up. Like, I never thought they were going to get relegated in the last 2 seasons, even when it looked near impossible. I just thought they're just going to find a way. They always do.
yeah, I think this is finally the time. If a manager like Sean Dyche can't keep you up, then
take the hit and
take the hit,
rebuild.
let him rebuild you in a championship. Because it should be time. Their squad's on their last legs, really,
Yeah.
as a team. So I honestly think it'd be more beneficial for them to go down.
It probably would be, yeah, but I'm with Jasper. They're a little cockroach and not going anywhere.
Well, let's not talk about Everton for now. 17th, we both had Forest.
Oh, hang on. Did Jasper? Who did you have 18th, Jasper?
He had Forest.
I said, yeah, Forest.
Forest. Okay.
Yeah. 17th, we had Forest.
Yep.
Jasper.
Good enough. Just.
Jasper, who did you have?
I had Bournemouth.
Okay.
See, this is the only one where me and Jasper massively disagree.
I just don't rate them. I don't know how were very good last season. After I think what they lost was it 9-0 to Liverpool in the second game or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, then Scott Parker got sacked, and then ever since then they were great. But I just don't rate Bournemouth. I think yeah they don't really have any standout players to me. I just they'll stay up. I just don't see a lot of quality in that team. I think they'll have a case of, I guess, second season syndrome. I think they'll go back down to where they probably are really at. I just don't rate them.
Yeah.
Fair
that's
enough.
What's their signings like? They've signed quite a few
So,
players.
They've signed Hamed Traore, Junior Traore,
Yeah,
from
he's good.
Atalanta. They've signed Sassuolo, sorry. They've signed Milan Kirkes, AZ Alkmaar left back. They've signed Roman Favre, but loaned him back out. They signed Julian Kluivert, and
Yeah,
they signed Ian Radu on loan, the goalkeeper.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not as many signings as I thought they did, but
I think you got to look at Bournemouth. I have Bournemouth very high rated. We'll come back to that in a second. And the reason why is because I think their team, despite the fact that they are so low down, their transfers they made this season, the ones that obviously show intent that they're going to, they're trying to compete. But also, the team generally looked decent enough through all of last season. Like, they looked generally good. And their signings, like Senesi, took a bit to adjust, but once he did, he was a very good centre back for him.
yeah.
They've got a decent defence. Radu on loan. I think there may have been a buy option, maybe. Could be a great option for them in the future. And then even Solanke look inspired, which
Yeah.
you don't see much from Solanke over the years.
And him and Philip Billing.
And yeah, Billing was a major standout last season.
Yeah.
So I highly rate Bournemouth this season. I have them as one of my teams to watch.
That's interesting.
You got any thing to say about Bournemouth, or are we gonna come back to that in a second?
We'll come back to it, but I think, yeah, anywhere above 17th, they could be interchangeable with.
All right, 16th place. So, who wants to go first?
I could go. We were talking about them before, but I've got Everton, 16th.
Yeah.
Again, I want them to get relegated, but I just don't think they'll just avoid it. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Daesh won't last the season. If they look like they're going to get relegated again, they may pull the trigger again. But I think they've shown they just find ways to stay up. I think, yeah, they seem to win games when it matters, and I think this season will be the same.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I've gone Fulham. I reckon they won't be as good as last year without Mitrovic, but still enough to stay up.
Yeah, well, at least Marco Silva staying is a big win for them. But Mitrovic offering a lot of goals last season. I did have that as part of my argument for where they are, because I have them only one place above.
Yeah.
They have signed Calvin Bassey, great centre-back,
Yeah.
a left-back option. Otherwise, it's been pretty much nothing else. So they signed Jimenez to replace
Yeah, Mitrovic.
Mitrovic, which won't work. Well,
He's not been the same since he had the head knock.
no, not at all. And it's also probably just his age now. it's probably time he should have moved to Saudi instead of Mitrovic.
Yeah, secure the bag.
But otherwise, Fulham, I think they'll offer a bit more than what people give them credit for, but without Mitrovic, it won't work.
Yeah.
I have Wolves. This is where I put them. Now, my biggest reason is that I think the financial situation of Wolves right now will have a greater detriment to how the team plays this season, and will probably have a detriment for the rest of the transfer window.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Can't argue.
basically, they at some point will need to sell Nunes to make money for the financial situation. They've spent 50 million on Cunha on his buy option, which is ridiculous, and that's put them into this major situation. So, selling the player that you have probably the most value out of, it's also probably going to be your key player. It's likely what will happen for Wolves. I also think that losing players like Collins, Neves, of course, massive one. Moutinho is gone. It's a new era, and they've got a great coach for it. But it's Lopetegui's got a lot to handle on it.
Yeah. I think, yeah. So what are you up to, 15th?
15th.
Yours was Fulham.
I have Wolves in 15th. It's for similar reasons. I think they've lost a fair bit. And yeah, the financial situation they're in, it limits their options. They haven't done, I don't think they've done all that much in the transfer window thus far. And yeah, I think they got a great manager, but he's got his work cut out. It's not easy. So yeah, I think they'll stay up. I think there's enough quality there, but it'll be a tough season for them.
Yeah. I've gone with Bournemouth. Pretty much the same teams we'll have in the same area. I think they'll just be average.
Yeah. All right, 14th place. Oh, my voice gone with there. 14th place. Now I'll go first. I reckon this time I've got Crystal Palace. Now, I really love Crystal Palace. Another team I really love, but the issue for me is going to be what are they going to do about replacing Zaha, replacing Elise? Elise is about to leave.
If he leaves, yeah.
Which it's looking pretty likely either Chelsea or Man City will be pulling on that. Is there a future option for their defence? Because currently they are looking pretty slim back there.
Yeah.
And overall their squad's very much weaker than it was last season. But I think that if there's any man for this kind of job, it's Roy Hodgson. And the biggest surprise for me was them signing Matheus Franca, who is a Brazilian attacking midfielder.
Not really.
Not really.
Type.
No. But it shows, I think he's obviously, I'm going to say, his attempt to replace Zaha. It's not going to be the same as Zaha. It's probably more going to be a Elise replacement in the end.
Yeah.
But it's definitely start. But I could have Palace in 18th if they don't go out and buy a striker and another defender.
Yeah, that's fair enough. What about you, Jasper? Who'd you have?
14th, I had Fulham.
Yep.
I still think, they lost Mitrovic, and I'm not sure Jimenez is a great replacement. I still think there's plenty of quality. I mean, they've still got Paulinho, who is, I believe they do.
He is still at the club, yeah.
Yes, he's one of the best midfielders in the Prem. I think if they're able to keep him, um, he's a real key player to their team. And I just think they've still got lots of quality there, more than Mitrovic. I think they can do good enough without him. Again, they'll drop off a bit from last season, but there's still plenty of quality there that'll see them stay up.
Now, the one thing quickly I just want to add is that Mitrovic technically still is at Fulham. He hasn't signed yet. He just wants to leave.
Okay.
So I feel like it's a similar effect, but it's not the same as leaving. Just quickly clarify.
Even if he does stay, though, I still think they'll drop off a bit from last season.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, yeah. I've got West Ham. They could be higher up if they sign Edson Alvarez, which they've been linked with, but so far they haven't signed anyone.
They haven't signed a single person.
With that 100 million from Rice as well, they've got money.
I'll quickly say, because I've got them coming up soon as well, the fact they haven't signed anyone, number one, when last season they struggled profusely in the league. Yeah, sure, they won the Conference League, but now they're going in the Europa League. They're going to care even more.
Yeah.
But my second biggest worry is their striker position. Skamaka's going to Atalanta.
Yeah.
And as well as that, they've got an aging Antonio and an aging Ings. Where are the goals going to come from?
Yeah. I mean, unless they get Jared Bowen absolutely banging, but even then.
I don't think
I
that's
just
enough.
need to make signings.
That's the real thing that I think we all
Yeah.
agree on. It's West Ham is a peculiar case right now.
Yeah.
I think it might be David Moyes' last season as West Ham coach.
Definitely could be. Yeah.
Who did you have, Jasper? You had
In 14th, or
it was Fulham, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. So move on to 13th place. I had Burnley.
so did I.
Oh, okay. They're going to be pretty good this year, I reckon.
They'll be very good this season.
See, I have them 12th. So, similar.
Yeah.
It's basically the same. But
I'll start pretty comfortably.
yeah. I think we can all agree that Burnley play a very attractive style of football.
Yeah, that's weird to
Vincent
say,
Company,
but-
yeah, very weird to say, but Vincent Company's made it a very attractive team to watch.
Yeah.
Their signings have been very much authoritative. They've not slacked on it at all. They've signed one of the best young midfielders in the world, in Amaduni. They signed James Trafford from City. They've signed Bayer again.
Amaduni's the striker, by the way.
Oh, is he striker? Sorry about my bad.
Yeah.
I can't remember who was the midfielder. We'll come back to that. Oh, they signed Brendan Larson on loan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And James Trafford.
Yeah, so they've obviously been out with intent.
Yeah.
And it's obviously, I think it's going to work out for them profusely. Do I think that they're going to be like what Brentford were or what Fulham did last season? No, because it's much harder to get into that top 10 now.
Yeah, it is really hard.
So it'll be interesting.
Well, I'm interested to see the first game because they play Man City first up, which is, difficult. They might be in for a shock there, but no, I think they'll do fine. I think they'll stay up pretty
City
comfortably.
could be in for a shock.
Wow, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
You're a little bit piping up. You're piping up after last night, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Silly Billy.
Community Shield winners. First trophy of the season.
Remember, as I said last night, Liverpool won the Community Shield last year, and look what happened to them.
Curses don't apply to us.
This is
All right.
We're going to break the curse.
Mm.
You first.
Anyway, who do you have for this position?
I had... Who did I have? Oh, I had Palace. Yeah. Not much to say there, just... I think Eze and Elise, if Elise stays, they can be a mid-table Premier League team.
Fair enough. All right, 12th position.
I've got Burnley, I'll get that out of the way.
Now, I've got West Ham. This is where I put West Ham.
I got Brentford.
This is where,
12.
this is where I was considering placing them, but I will come back to that in a second.
Yeah, I mean, I just get said a lot, but their setup at Brentford's great. I think they'll just be a mid-table team. I think that's where they are. That's their level. Good manager. Yeah, I can't see them going any lower or any higher, really. I think they'll be right in that area.
I think that's pretty realistic, seeing that Ivan Toney will be out for the first 8 months of play.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of
Yeah.
time for him. But I think I have them near this era as well. I think that Wisser and Mbeumo will both pick up the slack for Tony while he's
I think
gone.
Mbeumo's going to cook.
But also Kevin Shade.
Oh,
Great
yeah,
signing
nice.
for him.
Mm.
And he had a very decent, despite he didn't score that much, he had a very decent cameo at the end of the last season.
Yeah.
And I can't see why Brentford are going to be stuck behind. They have Flecken to replace David Raya, which is another great option coming from Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
Freiburg, sorry. And yeah, and Collins to show up the defence. Like, Brentford.
Yeah.
there's no issues there at all, other than not having your star striker.
Yeah.
In 11th,
I've got Brentford.
Same reasons, yeah.
Yeah. They're always going to be around it. But, yeah.
Yeah, I've got Palace in 11th. I think I don't know if this is a bold call or not, but I think Eze will have a really good season. I rate him very highly. He's showing glimpses, but I think this season he'll really showcase his skill because he's such a good talent. I think he'll really hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon he will as well.
I think that Eze will become what Smith Rowe was calling out to be
Yeah.
only a few years ago. But yeah, Palace will be good if they can piece everything together. That's pretty much what we can say about them.
Yeah. Get a striker, keep Elise. And yeah.
In 11th, I have Bournemouth. This is where I put them. As I said before, I think that they're my team to watch this season. They'll either be really good like I have them, or they'll be really, really bad. But I think they'll be really good. That's all my reasoning for why I have them 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to make some big calls.
Yep.
You can never get it right.
No. But I think I'm on the billing hype train. So
He's very good. Speaking of which, I've got Everton at 11th.
Yeah,
Back to their normal
there we go.
mid-table.
that's the
Back to their
that's the
mid-table.
thumbnail right there.
record. Yeah, I don't know. You just got to make calls on these predictions. And hopefully that's a correct one. So we'll see. Danjuma and Dwight McNeil cooking.
Look, if Denji couldn't even cook in a Tottenham team last season.
Yeah, but that's Tottenham.
Yeah, which played the exact same style as what Everton play, which is defensive.
Everton not better than Tottenham.
You don't even have them in the same. Anyway.
Don't worry. don't mind me.
All right. 10th place. This is where I had Brentford.
I've also got Brentford.
I went West Ham, which is considering they haven't signed anyone, maybe a bit bold.
Yeah.
I'm really banking on them signing anyone at this stage.
If
Um,
If.
Yeah,
Well, I think Edson Alvarez they were pretty keen on. Declan Rice replacement for 40 million.
It'd be a very good signing for him. Would I better pull it off? Because they got one of their transfers hijacked by Ajax only
Yeah.
a little bit ago. So
Who was that?
it was Carlos Borges from
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
City.
they could do similar to what they did last season and then just almost tank the Premier League and then somehow win the Europa League.
No, they ain't
That's what
winning
seems
the
like
They
from
win the
last
Europa
season.
They ain't winning the Europa League.
There's another team in there that shouldn't be in there that probably will win it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about them?
I'd like to forget about it.
All right. So, ninth
Ninth.
place.
I have Chelsea. I think it's an improvement on last season, but I still think it's just not going to gel.
I don't know.
And Pochettino, he couldn't do it at PSG with Messi.
Yeah, but
Neymar
that's not
and
saying
Mbappe.
that he is a bad manager. That's just
No,
an
but
issue around.
It's a hard job.
It's an issue around
PSG.
feeding the biggest egos. Well, Messi's not ego, but his
Yeah.
aura. His Van Dijk defending aura.
yeah, but
Just-
still, I don't
It's
think
hard
he's
to
enough
manage
to
PSG
take him
because
Europa.
it's you shouldn't manage any team where the expectation is to win the league every season. Like it's just ridiculous expectations, and yeah, there's a lot of egos. It's not an easy place to manage at.
But I think that Chelsea have the advantage this year of not having any European football. The last time they didn't have any European football, they brought in Conte and they won the league.
Yeah, I did say that. I kept saying that before.
And that kind of focus that they only have on the Prem, with a lot of young talent that I think will grow. Yeah, sure, young talent takes a while to bleed into place, but their pre-season, they already look like they're linking pretty well.
Yeah, they are, but I still think
I think that
it's not enough.
I don't think they'll make top four, but I think they'll definitely be competing top four.
I could be wrong, but there's so many other good teams to squeeze in.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have them ninth.
All right, I have Brighton.
So do I.
Yeah, I think the loss of Casado, which will likely happen by the end of the transfer window. Don't quote me on it, obviously, because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But that, realistically, it's more they struggle to find a right back. Like an out-and-out right
I think
back.
Lamptey was playing in pre-season.
He's still not starting every game.
No,
as
it'd
right
be good
back.
to have him back because he was injured last year, I think.
He was
Or he
injured
just
last year.
didn't come back to what he was.
Yeah, and overall, I think the team we all realised that has obviously overperformed last season.
Yeah.
But it was really fun to watch them overperform like they did last season. But there definitely will still be a competitive side, and they're playing European football this season.
Yeah, that'll affect them as well.
So I don't think they'll be bad. I just don't think they'll be good enough to compete for top 6 again,
Yeah.
like they did
Oh,
last
you
season.
forgot to mention their most important signing, the biggest signing, Big James Milner.
Uh,
Is
You can play every game, but if he's a geriatric on the field, like, what can you do?
midfield of Lallana and Milner.
I don't think that's gonna happen once this
I mean,
season.
Lallana doesn't play.
Yeah, that's true.
Lallana, Welbeck, and Milner. Who would have thought? The same team.
Beautiful.
Well, I've got them 8th. I reckon João Pedro's one's to watch for them. But same reasons. Got Europe this year and yeah.
I think if they get through sell Casado now and invest that money really quickly,
Because they will make good investments.
yeah, they may be able to do it. And they have got a few players coming back, like a Dingra, who is
Yeah.
showing a lot of promise. But it's mainly just the fact that they're going to lose probably their best player within 2 or 3 weeks before the transfer window ends.
Yeah, that's going to be harsh.
Especially the season already underway, it's going to be tough for him to try to replace him in that time. But with 8th, you have Brighton.
I had Brighton.
Who do you have, Jasper?
Tottenham.
Tottenham? Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
I think it looks like Kane is probably going to stay just because Daniel Levi just seems to be ignoring Bayern at this stage. I
Feel
still
sorry for
think,
him.
though, even with Kane, it's still a rebuild job for Ange, I think. And I just think there are too many teams ahead of them. I think they'll do all right. I think they're falling behind. I think the teams above them are better than them for a reason. I think the managers themselves, I guess, are more proven than Ange at the moment, you'd say. Not to say Ange is bad. I just think there's too many teams better than him.
Yeah, it's going to be hard either way. And to have Villa, Brighton, Spurs, Newcastle, all those teams around the same area, it's going to be hard for him.
Yeah, and it's also a style of play they have to get used to, because the last
Yeah.
2 managers they've had are very defensive coaches in Mourinho and Conte, and their team was set up to play defensively, and now you got to look at how you're going to transition that into a new system that's so attacking compared to what they're used to. But also, I still don't think Harry Kane's move is over yet. And the reason why it should be over. It should definitely be
Yeah.
over. He's going to be staying, but I feel like he's going to be pushing it right until the end this time.
But he seems
Mm.
too nice. He's not going to come out and say, I want to leave because he's Tottenham legend. Like, you don't hear him talking about the transfer rumours, I feel like. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen him saying anything about it.
The only reason why I think he'll push for it is there's never been so much traction about it,
Yeah.
and it's not. I'm not saying that traction is the only reason why a transfer will happen, but it seems like it's now or never because he's out. Well, he's out of contract. Is it in the season or
I
next
think
season?
it's 12 months, yeah.
So Tottenham need to be pushing him out the door if they want to get any money for
Yeah.
him because he will leave. He will leave at the end of end of this year unless Tottenham were to finish in Champions League.
You could see Tottenham. Um, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I could see him leaving Tottenham this season and go to Bayern for a couple of seasons. And I still get the feeling he'd wind up back at Tottenham. I think he seems like the kind of player that, like, he's desperate for silverware, but he's still very much is a Tottenham player. And I think it's his preference to, I think, finish his career at Tottenham. I think he wants to win a trophy. Um, yeah, wants to win leagues. So I think we should go to Bayern if he wants. But I could see him going back to Tottenham in a few years' time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Who else
same.
where else is he going to go?
I don't think anywhere else in the Premier will go to. So yeah, unless he
No.
goes to Spain, you can't understand a single thing he says.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time for European places. P7.
I've gone Villa as well as Shanti.
Villa.
So I
Okay.
So
I think they're really good. I think they could push for higher. I think they got a really good team. Emery, I know is a bit of a joke, but he's actually a good manager. I think they'll do good. I think they're a legitimately good team. I think they showed that last season. And they've made some really good signings. So
Really good songs.
very good
Mhm.
signings. Diaby is a massive one, and I think I think we all agree in what I'm going to say in that if it wasn't for once again European football being probably a focus of Villa
Yeah.
to try and match what West Ham did last season, I think they would be competing for even Champions League places
Yeah.
with what the squad they have now.
On paper, yeah.
On paper, of course, in practice it doesn't work the same.
Yeah.
And the issue will be probably around how they fit in all the defenders now and
Yeah.
that attack. Both midfield, I think, is also Tielemans. How are you going to fit in Tielemans, Louise, and Kamara?
Yeah.
Unless,
Well, I mean, Diaby's been banging in goals in pre-season so far as well, so
yeah,
yeah.
it's how you fit in all the players, which is a very good problem to have.
Yeah.
But Villa will be definitely competing this season for a top 6 spot at least.
Yeah.
All right, 6th place.
I've gone Spurs here. Where do you guys put Spurs? 8th, didn't you?
8th, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Arsenal fans put them a bit higher. I don't know. I think they're good enough to just stay in that Europa League area, but not good enough to go any higher. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, well, I went... All right, just you go first.
Well, I wrote down something different, but I'm gonna go for a switch. I'm gonna go Newcastle sixth. So I originally had them in fifth, but I'm gonna go Newcastle sixth.
Thanks for telling me that
Sim
now.
Yeah, it was a very last minute change. Simply because I think they're gonna put a major focus on Champions League. Um, and yeah, I think their focus on the Prem will, fold. Yeah, they won't be as focused on the Prem. They're gonna have to manage their squad rotation. I think they've made some good signings. I think Tonali looks like he wants to leave already. So I don't know how long he will stay there for. Um, but I think, yeah, Harvey Barnes is a good signing. But I think I'm surprised with the amount of players they've let go. They've let go a lot of depth. Again, they're not starters, but it's good to have that extra depth around, particularly when you're in the Champions League. They're going to have to learn to rotate a lot more. So I think I have them in sixth. Because yeah, I think they'll put a focus on Champions League. They might even fall out of the group stage in the Champions League. Who knows?
Either way, Champions League is going to be bloody good this year.
It'll be very good this year. I do have Newcastle as well, and it's the exact same reason as what Jasper just said.
Yeah.
I think
Mm.
Tonali, while he does look like he wants to leave, he's a great addition for him.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's just that they'll be focusing on the Champions League so hard that Premier League won't be as much of his focus. They'll probably fall out in the group stage, somehow, and then they'll try to recoup what they've lost at the start of the season.
Yeah. See, for the same reasons, I've put them in 5th. So, yeah.
All right. Well, in fifth,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've also put this team now in this position.
Well, I swapped them. I got Chelsea in 5th now.
Same.
Yeah.
In
They'll improve.
they'll definitely improve. It can't get worse than what it was last season.
No. You never know.
You never know, but my main issue with them still is their midfield. And that's not I'm going to make for someone else in a second. But Chelsea, their midfield currently is Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, and Andre Santos.
Yeah.
So it's not that promising, and that's my only qualm with their team now. Their team is very exciting. It is just U21 international
Yeah.
won the kids, so you can't really complain about their team. But it's obviously going to take a bit of time to gel before they start competing for Champions League, and still a couple of years off before that even happens anyway.
Yeah. And so we go to 4th.
Got anything else to
Yeah.
add, Jasper? Or
Oh, I guess another question I have about him is I'm a little concerned where their goals are going to come from. I got Nkuku. I don't know how well he'll adjust. Lukaku is still on the books there right now, but he's not going to stay. I think I'm still not sure on their attack. Ziyech, I thought he was going to go to Saudi, but
he failed his medical,
nah,
so
so that's not happening. Um,
I think Nicholas
I'm still a
Jackson
little
will-
unsure on their attack. I
yeah.
think, yeah, their midfield's weak, but I think their attack is far from good enough.
Well, throughout pre-season, the main player has been Nicholas Jackson.
He
As-
is very good.
He's a very good young player, and while he probably won't be providing Haaland numbers in his first season,
I think he'll do pretty well.
he'll do very well. I think he'll get around 15 goals, 20
Yeah.
goals, and I think that'll be where the goals come from. Nkunku may play more of a facilitator.
I think he was in pre-season, yeah.
Because he's going to be playing that natural cam role, what he really prefers, because he wants to play a little bit deeper to try and play players through, like Mudryk, who surprisingly looked competent for
Okay,
the
yeah.
first time. And you can question what's going to happen on that right-hand side, because there wasn't any set player there.
Yeah.
Sterling played there. Anyone else really could play there. Angelo could play there, maybe, if
Yeah.
they decide to play him this season. But I think Chelsea, I think their striking options are there. If Jackson works out, then there's no issue at all.
Yeah, don't touch it. Don't give him the number 9,
That's
because
yeah.
that's
No.
that's what will kill him.
All right. Number 4.
So before we go on this, I think we all have the same teams.
We all
It's
have.
just the order.
So to quickly clarify,
Yeah.
Should we go first?
What
first,
if
'cause all
what
know
if we do just each team? We say what team it is. Well, first one's pretty obvious. Where did everyone
City.
have Man City? Where?
Obviously
guys?
first.
Yeah, obviously. First.
Honestly, it's just the rest. It's battle for second these days.
Yeah, that's where the excitement's gone.
Mm.
Last season, it was exciting watching Arsenal and us compete for a whole week.
You were not excited.
For a whole week.
You were not excited.
For a whole
about us.
week, Hey, I may have acted like a dickhead to you
You did.
just because it was very funny to watch you implode once the season came to a grinding halt for you guys. But I did enjoy not seeing City up on top for about the first week before AFTV
So
started.
you acted like this is making me feel better. But
No.
you keep rubbing it in.
I love giving backhanded compliments. It's great.
I liked it until I realized that Arteta could have the same amount of prems as Klopp, and then I wasn't happy about it. Then I was glad Man City intervened.
More than Gerrard as well.
Yeah.
Well, so who do you have second, Jasper?
I've United.
I thought
I-
I was going to say Liverpool. I was going to say,
No. Remember,
I-
as we've said before, Jasper is a very pessimistic Liverpool fan.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes. No, I think United. I think they've made some good signings.
I've also got United.
Yeah.
And who do you have, Jackson?
I have the mighty Arsenal. That I probably would have put United if it wasn't for the Community Shield. So
I am going to say this without trying to sound biased, because I am a United
you're a
fan.
bit- you already crossed that one.
But I think that it's going to sound very stupid. We better handled more competitions last season.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
also weren't in a title fight
No.
ever.
But did you win it? No.
No,
Did you make any finals last year? No.
but how much more experience is your squad to ours? Ours was the youngest in the
Yeah.
whole league.
And you're now playing Champions League for the first time in how long?
2016, I think.
Yeah.
Wenger was there.
I think
So-
Arteta's focus will not be on the Premier League this season. It'll be on giving a showing in the Champions League.
I think you can do both.
I
You've got
don't.
So many
I
signings
don't
in.
rate it. I don't rate it.
I think that's why he's brought in people like Jorginho
Yeah, experienced.
and Havertz, but I don't know
Champions
if
League
they're good
winner.
enough to be
That's
there
my
play that
issue.
role.
That's my issue.
Like he's brought them for that purpose, but I don't know if they're good enough for that purpose.
My issue with your squad is that it's very good for a Premier League season. Just a Premier League season. But once you start adding other stuff, and Arteta doesn't change the team because there's not your player, there is a massive difference between your
Yeah.
bench and your starting lineup. That's where it's going to kill you. And if you're going to start focusing on the Champions League as well, because you will, let's not negotiate that. You'll probably experience what the slump of playing Champions League like Newcastle did, much less,
Yeah,
but
but
more than what we will.
it just depends whether he rotates or not. But I still think we'll replicate last season probably.
I don't think so.
You know, I would have put us first. I would have put us first, but I'm like,
There's
I'm
no
gonna
point
be-
putting anyone first apart from City.
well, that's why I didn't. So
the only thing you could say about City this year is that now that Pep's won the treble, he's done what he needs to.
yeah.
Will he take his foot off the gas, or will he overthink too much again?
You know what? Arsenal first place. I've changed my predictions.
All right. Well, Jasper, we can talk about Man United for a second. So then,
Yeah.
why did you put them second?
Because I think Arsenal again, I think will falter a little bit this season. I have them third. I still think they'll do all right. And I think they'll just be better than the rest. They'll still be miles off City. I think they've made some okay signings. Nothing really mind blowing. I'm interested to see what Onana does. I know he got chipped from halfway the other day, a minute into the game.
From where?
No, so
From where?
he was trying to play back, and Delors played one of the worst passes possible, straight into the hands of the Lens player, and then he just kicked it from halfway. And Onana was waiting for the play the ball because he was doing what he normally does, where he's halfway up the pitch. So he got caught out there, which fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying is, if
It's
it
not
was
really his
Ramsdale,
fault.
it would have been a field day.
No, everyone's already had a field day.
Oh.
with Onana.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't
But
say
no,
that.
no. If it was Ramsdale, it would have been worse.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's
I
pretty
think-
bad.
No, the reason why is because I think Onana, at least like he took the blame for it. I don't think Ramsdale would take the blame for it
Why wouldn't he?
because it's Ramsdale, and he's a cocky bastard.
No, he would. Yeah, it wouldn't be. He did. He got chipped in the Europa League, look.
Yeah.
But that was. It's not really like anyone's fault though.
Oh, well, in this case, it was actual someone's fault.
Yeah, the outfield players though.
Yeah. Uh, for me, I just have. Our issue last year was number 9, and went and signed one, and a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So we did that, and I think now we've done that. Second season of Ten Hag, playing more what he wants to through pre-season. He looks much more like we've set our ways finally. And once Hoyland is, wait, how do you supposed to say it? Haaland. I can't say it without sounding real goofy.
Just
But,
call him Bob.
Ras is I think he will offer a lot more than what Weghorst offered last season.
I disagree.
And I think we'll probably string a better season than in the Premier League as well as like what we did last season. I don't think I don't think we'll honestly win any silverware this season. I think we'll do what you did, where you had a very good Premier League campaign, but didn't really win anything.
So if that does happen, that means we've had a better season than you.
I said we had a better season though. Overall, we had more to show for it, seeing we had some silver out of it.
So by that logic,
Just winning wise, anyway. That's just a funny joke to get you annoyed because it gets you really angry.
I know it is. But because you actually think that's the thing.
Nah, I think that we showed better over the whole campaign. You had a much better Premier League campaign. I think they're quite equal. We just have some more silverware to show for it.
So.
Anyway,
It won't even be called the Carabao Cup in 3 years. It'll be some other sponsor. So
Rich Energy Cup. So we had Arsenal third. You had Liverpool.
I had Liverpool third.
Feeling fourth.
I think Szoboszlai is going to take the Premier League by storm. He's going to. I reckon. It'll be similar to KDB. I was going to say better than KDB, but I didn't want to be sounds too stupid. But I think
I don't think he'll be close to De Bruyne, but
I think he will. Not like actually on stats, but you know what I mean. The same sort of player,
yeah.
and he'll run Liverpool.
My biggest problem with us is, it's probably an old excuse. We just haven't made enough signings.
Yeah.
We need more signings, I think. I still think we need more depth in defence. That's our big one.
Definitely.
Because I think Van Dijk, he is slowing down, even though he's going to be captain, which I don't necessarily agree with. Even though I knew it was going to happen, I think.
He should be captain.
Well, maybe a bit left field, but Robertson I think would have been better.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Allison would have been my number one
Alisson.
choice.
Even
Yeah.
Salah.
I don't think Salah's a leadership type.
I still think
No.
he's been better than VVD, but
But no, I just think we haven't made enough signings in defence. I think it's our main one. There's not enough depth. I think Kanate will have a good season. I think he'll really step up. I think he'll get more minutes into him, but I think we just don't have enough depth in defence. As soon as one injury comes, we're screwed.
Yeah, my bigger issue is that you don't have that pivot player yet. They currently have and Lavia, while he is very promising, when you're going for a full first campaign, he's not going to be that impressive.
no.
So my bigger issue is, does Liverpool have the defensive structure at least even to help out the defence when they are injured? No. Or McAllister can play deep, yeah, sure, but he's not going to be the physically imposing player that you need. That Fabinho offered until he obviously chucked up to Saudi. So, yeah, I think Liverpool. We both have Liverpool fourth, me and Jasper.
Yeah.
And
I think if we make some signings, maybe it could be up, but it's not looking like that.
Yeah, been pretty quiet on your front, unfortunately.
It started off well, but McAllister.
I'm used to it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And you have United fourth.
Yep.
Not much else to add on, or
Pardon?
Anything to add on, or just cause?
Mine are like locks. I looked in the future and this is what happens. So Arsenal win the Premier League.
Okay, so anyway, to wrap up the predictions, let's quickly go through all of the predictions through how they are. So yours are, as shows here.
Okay.
Arsenal.
If I want to be controversial, I'm going to say Arsenal first, but that's the more sensible one.
Well, this is before the show. This is before I can change it again.
Yeah.
All right, these are my ones, and very similar to mine is Jasper's ones, with the caveat that Newcastle and Chelsea have now changed.
Yeah. But that doesn't change too much.
That is it on the predictions front.
Who's going to finish second in the Golden Boot?
Position wise, yeah, second in the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Ooh. I'm gonna go Mo Salah.
Ooh, that's a really tough question. Do you have one, Jasper?
No, I'm stalling. To think of one.
I think I got to pull my bias out my ass and say Marcus Rashford. So.
I don't think he will this season. That's the thing.
Nah.
I think he's gonna score about like 10 goals max, and that's just because he's not going to be required to score every single game.
I still think he will though. Like.
Oh well, sorry, probably score about 20 goals. I reckon.
Yeah. But I mean, there's no Tony, Martinelli, and Saka. They get goals, but not.
Jesus is too injury prone to put a season.
Yeah, Jesus is already injured now. I'm gonna say Nketiah.
Why not?
Nah, say Kai Havertz, man. He did a really good job at shooting.
I don't want him to play fucking striker. But Eddie Nketiah second.
So
I said, to be fair, I did say Rashford, and you both declined it. So
well, yeah, I don't think Rashford will win. Or I don't think Rashford being intention. No, as a United fan who loves Rashford. Jasper, you got one yet?
Yes. So if he stays, Kane.
Yeah, of course.
But if Kane leaves, this is very outside the box. If Aston Villa have a good season, Ollie Watkins.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Very
say
outside the box.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, but let's go for it.
I'm locking in Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah.
I love that kid. I mean, he's 22, so he's older than me, but
Yeah, still weird phrase.
that's true.
And I reckon we do. Who do you reckon will be the not the star, but the breakout star? Like not breakout. That's players that they haven't played. Who's going to be the top dog that isn't Erling Haaland or KDB?
So it can't be like one that was good last year either.
No, it can be someone who was good last year. It's just I'm putting it as a player who isn't going to get plaudits player who's not going to get the same amount of plaudits if KDB or Haaland do it, because they get as soon as they do something, it's like, oh my god, have you seen that guy KDB?
Well, I'm gonna say Soboslai then.
Well, I said him before. I reckon Eze. I reckon he's going to have a really good season.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Yeah,
I'm gonna say Bentancur. I think in a new system he's going to be getting like 10, 15 assists, and everyone's going to be like, whoa.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where did this guy come from?
Okay.
All right. Well,
do we want to do assists?
Assists.
And Golden Glove.
Bruno.
Odegaard.
Yeah, Odegaard.
Golden Glove. I'm gonna say this with argument Onana, just because we won the Golden Glove last year. They won Golden Glove, and he's
De Gea.
Yeah, but he was causing more mistakes than ever.
But he's also the best shot stopper ever. Like, not ever, but one of the best shot stoppers.
Given that we probably be a bit better than we were last year defensively, I'm gonna put that as a.
because Onana plays so high up, he's gonna have those moments.
Yeah, but
Allison does, Edison does, Ramsdale does. So I think it's gonna be the same.
but
not
I'm
the
just
same
saying
as
that
De Gea,
because we won the because De Gea won the Golden Glove with
Yeah.
that team last season. I think a similar thing will happen this season.
Well, I'm just gonna go Allison. Probably Edison actually because the defense
Yeah.
is stacked. So
I'll go Edison because their defense is just so good.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Any
yeah, that's it.
do you do youngster at all? Or?
I'd say Nicholas Jackson or I'll have to think. You guys think of one.
Oh.
I've been
Um,
writing him all. Well, actually, yeah, just you go.
Oh, I don't know how young he is, but Eze.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. I'll go João Pedro.
I've been writing him all off season. Destiny Doji.
Oh yeah.
I've been
Actually, no, I changed mine. Zeki Amuduni for Burnley.
all right. Well, that's the end of predictions.
Some really
Some really
Good
groundbreaking stuff here.
yeah.
We're going to be looking so great by the end of the season.
I'm not going to be looking like
No, no,
stupid
no.
at all. Not at all.
No, Arsenal
Not my
first.
predictions.
Arsenal first is really, really smart.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
Even Jasper's thrilled by that.
All
Hasn't
right.
said no.
He hasn't said no.
I
But
haven't said yes either, though.
all right. Now it's our first time we get to do this properly.
I'm excited for this.
Aussie Team of the Week for the Aussie recap. The first part of the Aussie recap,
Yeah.
because we'll do. I guess we can quickly give our little World Cup experience after it. But this is a big moment. Now, Jasper, you're going to be off screen again. But this is the Aussie Team of the Week for the first round. We are not on the right side, but that's okay.
You are.
I am. So I'll quickly point through them. So, up front, these are two...
Let's start from the back.
I'll start from the back? All right. In goal is Bilikapic, recently signed for Peterborough. Got 5 saves on his league debut in a 1-0 win over Reading. Clean sheet. Can't really complain.
No.
Then in the defence, we have Ryan Strain, kind of in a package deal with Keanu Bacchus, who's in the
Yeah.
midfield.
Was it 3-2 win?
3-2 win over, it was Hibs, wasn't it? Yes, it was Hibs.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
big Adam Lafondre scored.
Yes, that's really funny you asked, because we were bagging him literally like seconds before the app refreshed. And then it comes up with Adam Lafondre scored, and we just start pissing ourselves because Adam Lafondre is just a
A-League meme player.
A-League meme player.
You can get behind this, Jasper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan McGowan, now, he was a part of a losing side. I just want to quickly preface that, but he was very impressive. 5 tackles, 3 interceptions. Can't really blame him for his defensive effort in that game. Now, Scott Nagel. Now, this is part of Metro Stars in the Australia Cup. Metro Stars came out and won 5-0. Nagel didn't really have, he didn't do much, but he was part of the attack for Metro Stars and from the left back, and then scored a goal. They're 4th of the afternoon by that point.
And kept a clean sheet.
Kept the clean sheet in a 5-0 win. So I put him there. Then Martin Boyle. Now, other than, of course, losing in the other game to St. Mirren, he scored 2 on his return in the Conference League to put Hibs through to the next round. So, big ups to Martin Boyle coming back from injury. Keanu Bacchus, as I've already mentioned, he, once again, beating Hibs. As well, he's very just impressive overall. Massimo Luongo. Now, last night they played Sunderland 1-2-1. Big win for Ipswich.
Yeah.
And Massimo was very integral throughout the midfield.
We're actually watching that, and he really was.
He did get bullied a little bit, but physically, but he made a couple key tackles, and in the end was very important for their win. Played the full 90, which is not usual for Massimo. Ramat Akbari. Now, he's moved to, I think, Georgia, right, from Brisbane.
Ah, okay.
Now, that's why his card's orange still. He's actually completely different. And he was playing in the Conference League matchups over the week.
Okay.
Got an assist. I thought, it's been a pretty slow week for Australian football.
Yeah, it'll pick up.
It'll pick up, but an
It's
assist.
just the first week of Scottish and
Yeah.
Championship back.
So, but gotta praise him. Give his praise. Yazbek probably would have been replacing him if not.
Yeah.
Then Kusini Yangi, 8 minutes, scored a goal in his
equaliser.
debut. Can't complain at all.
And of course it was a header.
Yep.
A big fella.
Now, the final two are both Australia Cup once again. Metro Stars, that same game. That is James, I can't remember exactly how to say it properly. Temelkovsky. Oh my God, that is horrid. Yeah, Temelkovsky. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, James.
Sorry, James. I know you're watching. But 2 goals in a pretty confident win.
Yeah.
And he was just pretty much empowered, like just control of game. And then the last player, he scored 2 to get Mount Druitt Rangers through to the next round. It is Anthony Frangi. That is right. Yes, I got that one right. He scored, I think it was the 77th and 81st. So it was pretty quick. Yeah, late on. And they were both pretty good goals, and he was very excited about it. So I thought I put him in there to wrap up the Aussie team.
Also, before you move on, Callum Newenoff played his debut for Hearts in a 2-0 win. He only played 60 minutes, but it's good to see.
It was good to see him. I just didn't include him due to the fact
He didn't do much, but
he didn't do much. And I didn't include any Hearts players because they were all Australian ones were kind of average in that game.
Natty and Rouse always solid, and then Cammy and Callum Newenoff just didn't assist or anything. But
yeah, so that is the Australian team of the week.
yeah,
Otherwise, it's been a pretty good week for the World Cup.
yeah.
Literally, after we did the last episode of the podcast, Sam Kerr did not play.
No, but we
and
still won.
Australia smashed Canada. That was great fun to
That
watch.
was amazing.
But otherwise, it's been a very exciting knockout stage since we come to that.
And tonight is
The Matildas once again.
yeah,
It's a recording. It's second time in a row we've recorded on the same day they play,
yeah. Whole 7-day break.
and they should be pretty refreshed going up against Denmark, which we have a great history playing Denmark.
Yeah.
We play them nearly every single World Cup we're at.
Well, the last 2 anyways. For the men's.
For men's, and we love playing Denmark, so it should be fun.
Yeah.
Last night, one of the greatest things, the USA being beaten, calling Melbourne Melby. They deserved it.
Sweden for calling it Malbs. They deserve to go.
They deserve to go through. I think that any American who agreed that they should call it Melby should be locked up.
And deported.
No. We're gonna lock them up.
Okay.
They're gonna be put through a
Intensive Malbs.
rehabilitation clinic to learn proper linguistic values.
Oh, that's good. Did you watch any games, Jasper?
No.
No. Okay.
Come on, Jasper.
It was a penalty shootout for America, and
I was following it on the app though.
guess who missed
I've
the
been-
penalty?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
No, well, you didn't guess. Jasper, you gotta guess who missed a penalty.
Well, he
Oh,
knows.
he missed it. It was Rapone or however you pronounce it.
Rapone. Megan
Milo
Rapinoe,
Rapone.
yeah.
Rapinoe.
Yeah. Couldn't
Tim-
happen to a nicer team.
You know what's really funny though? Is watching everyone criticize her for smiling after she missed the kick. It was one of the funniest things. Just everyone going, why did she smile?
Well, I mean, I thought they would have been like... Well, the keeper was really salty. But because they've won the last 4,
Yeah.
they would have been like throwing the
That'd be
toys out of the
spitting
pram.
dummy,
And yeah. That's what I thought. But they actually took it all right. Apart from the keeper.
Yeah, the keeper. That's the best part is trying to explain to Americans what a millimeter is.
Yeah.
It's like
What? That's wrong unit of measurement.
so. It's funny to see him go out now,
It's good.
but we can't be too cocky because then we'll get absolutely.
Yeah, we've still got to beat Denmark.
Yeah. Otherwise, Netherlands beat South Africa.
Yeah.
Pretty comfortable for them in the end. What else?
I think that's the only knockouts.
No,
they've
there's
done.
been two more. There was the Spain-Switzerland game.
Oh, yeah.
Spain, who got absolutely slapped by Japan only a game beforehand. Absolutely slapped the living daylights out of Switzerland.
Yeah.
And then there was one more game that I can't remember for
Well, it
some
would have been
reason.
Japan. And they beat...
This is not a
Do
great...
you have it up on your phone, Jaspy?
No, I don't. Hang on.
Sorry, this is a
Very
Prime-
professional.
prime time of professionality here.
Well, England and Nigeria 0-0 right now.
Oh,
Oh, Matt Turner medical today at Sheffield. Where's it
it was
first?
Norway.
Forest. Japan, Norway, yeah.
Japan beating Norway to go through the next round. Norway forever not being able to use their talent properly.
Yeah.
So, nothing really changing.
Good luck to the Matildas tonight.
Good luck. Well, I think that about wraps up this episode. I don't think we need a TikTok segment. I mean, a really normal segment that...
No, we're quite far in, so...
So, with that, it's time to sign off.
Yeah.
I am always John T. Perry, Jackson Haig, and...
Jasper.
Just a
Sometimes.
little bit delayed. And
Yeah.
we'll see you next week to cover the first round of Premier League fixtures.
Can't wait.
The World Cup once
Ah.
again, because it's still not over. Don't say that like it's a bad thing. And what else? What else happens
We get to
next
watch
week?
the Community Shield winners play this weekend.
So we're gonna not watch the Arsenal game.
We are.
Otherwise, we'll talk about other stuff that happens, like transfers and stuff again. Be back to normal episode type.
Yeah.
But that's been it for this episode. Have a good rest of your week. And
Yeah. It's been Triple J.
Triple J. See you next time.